Hello everyone, I'm here with the April Art Yarn Challenge with the two color supercoil. I have gone ahead and spun my bulkies, and they are with extra twist, hence you see a little bit of extra coiling happening there. And I've chosen like a very odd color. I think these colors look pretty weird together, but I'm thinking with a two color, combining it with the white, I think it'll look good. We'll see after I spin how they'll end up looking. But before we get even into the plying, I wanted to talk about how to prep that ply thread, which is a crochet thread around which we are going to super coil these guys. So before we get onto any plying, we have to prep our ply thread. Um, the the book mentioned using crochet cotton, so I'm like, okay, I have crochet cotton, I'm going to go ahead and use it. I usually use different ply threads, but because I find the twist in crochet cotton to be a lot more to start off with, but this is what the experiment is all about, right? So let's see, let this focus. Okay. Now you can see the twist in this is already going in the S direction. Now my singles are spun Z direction, and we are going to ply S direction. Now if I added while plying, if this got added with more S twist, it's just going to get a lot more twisty, which is fine. It's the whole point of this experiment is that while we are applying, we are going to be removing twist from our core. And in the case of crochet cotton, it just already has so much twist, and even the slightest bit of more twist just adds even more extra twist. Hence, my usual preference of ply thread is not crochet cotton. Because mostly when I ply, I'm plying in the S direction, and you just get a whole lot of twist in your final yarn. So that is my preference, but we'll just go with what the book says. I do have another thread out here as well, which is some cotton yarn that, some weaving cotton yarn. This also, if you see, is in the S direction, but when I add twist to it, it takes a while before it gets extra twisty because it doesn't have as much twist as a crochet cotton. So this generally is my preferred ply thread for all my general art yarns, but here we'll use the crochet cotton. The next thing is how to prep it. Now you need to take your crochet cotton and wind it on a spindle. In this case, yeah, the ply thread is going to be hanging off a spindle, so that while we are applying all that extra twist that develops in the ply thread, we are going to remove that twist by suspending our spindle and removing that extra twist while we are applying it. So it's a little magic trick kind of situation. Let me move this down so you can see. And the easiest way I have found is, if you have a drop spindle, just hold your spindle and spin it around, winding your ply thread on it. I already had some singles spun up on it, so too bad they're getting covered up now. And just go ahead and ply this up. That doesn't help if I stamp on it, does it? Okay. Okay, so now this is, continue doing that. You want enough yardage on it, but this yarn doesn't really result in a lot of yardage because you keep plying it and pushing it up the ply thread, so you don't land up with a lot of yardage. But still, if you have an extra spindle you don't use much, go ahead and ply a bunch on there so you always have it ready. And I have spun almost like actually more than 8 ounces of the bulkies. 4 ounces in one color, and I think around 6 ounces of the white. And it's, that's the reason why it took me so much time to uh, put out a video for the art yarn challenge this month. Plus I was teaching. So you go ahead and do that. Now, if you don't have a drop spindle, you don't have to worry about it. You can actually use almost anything, and I'll show you a few examples of that. This is just a piece of plastic. I think it's used for some kind of wrapping, weaving kind of thing. I'm not sure. I had found a bunch of these, or I think somebody gave them to me. And all I've done is, wound it around this. So you just wind a bunch of your ply thread on anything. It could be a piece of cardboard or anything. Just make sure that you have some way of suspending it. So what I've done here is I just made a cut line out here into the top of the plastic. So this is the way it'll suspend. And when I want to suspend it, I can suspend it this way. So it just kind of stays locked in place. So you can just take a piece of cardboard, cut it into a rectangle, make a slot out there, and just pass your ply thread through there, and we'll be plying through this end. Any extra twist will keep getting released by suspending that. So similar to this, there are, other kind of bobbin holder things. This is another small piece of plastic I had. And again, it's just a small cut put out there. I think this already came with a cut. I'm not quite sure. It was just sitting in my stash there. So when you want to suspend it, just pass it through and let it suspend. And it will remove any extra twist while we are applying. All right, so this is a short video. I am going to be applying with a single color, and then I will do the 2-color and show you the resulting yarn we get from that. But go ahead and prep your ply thread if you haven't done that already, and we'll move on to the next steps.